La Divina Commedia, the Divine Comedy of Dante Alighieri, a line-for-line translation in the rhyme form of the original, by Melville Best Anderson. Yonkers-on-Hudson, New York, World Book Company, 1921. Five. Second circle, Franchesca de Remini. From the first circle, thus I made descent, down to the second, whose contracted rim girdles so much more woe it goads lament. There Minos stands and snarls with clamour grim, examines the transgressions at the gate, judges and sends as he encircles him. Yea, when the spirit born to evil fate before him comes confessing all, that fell distinguisher among the reprobate, seeing what place belongs to it in hell, entwines him with his tale such times as show how many circles down he bids it dwell. Always before him many wait. They go, all turn by turn, to sentence for their sin. They tell and hear, and then are whirled below.
O thou that comest to the woeful inn!
As soon as he beheld me, Minos cried, leaving the act of so great discipline.
Beware to enter, beware in whom confide. Be not deceived by wideness of the door.
Why dost thou also clamour? Said my guide. Bar not his going fated from before. Thus it is willed up yonder, where is might to bring the will to pass, and ask no more. And now the notes of woe begin to smite the hollow of mine ear. Now am I come where I am pierced by wailings infinite. I came into a place of all light dumb, which bellows like a sea where thunders roll, and counterwinds contend for masterdom. The infernal hurricane beyond control sweeps on and on with ravishment malign, whirling and buffeting each hapless soul. When, by the headlong tempest hurled supine, here are the shrieks, the moaning, the laments, here they blaspheme the puissance divine. I learned that to such sorry recompense are damned the sinners of the carnal sting, who make the reason thrall to appetence. And as great flocks of starlings on the wing in wintertime together trooping go, so did that blast the wicked spirits fling, now here, now there, now up, and now below. Comfort of hope to them is never known, either of rest or even less bitter woe. And as the pilgrim cranes from zone to zone draw out their airy file and chant the dirge, so saw I, and I heard them making moan, shadows who on that storm blast whirl and surge. Whence I, who, master, are those tempests flung, round whom the black air whistles like a scourge? The first, said he, that multitude among, of whom thou seekest knowledge more precise, was empress over many a tribe and tongue. Abandoned so was she to wanton vice, that her own stigma so to wipe away, lust was made licit by her law device. That is Semiramis, as annals say, consort of Ninus and successor too. Where governs now the Soldan, she held sway. The next one, lo, herself for love she slew, and so to Sichaeus' urn her faith dismissed. Next, wanton Cleopatra comes to view. Now lookest thou on Helen, whose Aquist brought evil years, and great Achilles see, who found in love his last antagonist. Look, Paris, Tristan, and he pointed me 1,000 shades and named me every name, who in our life gave love the victory. When I had heard my teacher many a dame of eld enumerate, and many a knight, pity assailed me and almost overcame. Poet, began I, fain would I invite speech with those twain who go a single way, and seem upon the wind to be so light. And he made answer, Thou shalt mark when they draw near to us, and then adjure them by the love that leads them, and they will obey. Thereafter, when a whirlwind swept them nigh, I lifted up my voice. O souls forspent, come and have speech with us if none deny. As doves to the heart's call obedient are borne along to the beloved nest, on wide and steady pinions homeward bent, so these came toward us through the air unblessed, veering from Dido and her multitude, so tender and so strong was my request. O living creature full of grace and good, who goest through the dusk air visiting us who left earth encrimsoned with our blood, if friendly were the universal King, we would be praying to him for thy peace, seeing thou pitiest our suffering. Whatever ye to speak and hear may please, that will we speak and hear you close at hand, if yet a while the wind as now may cease. The town where I was born sits on the strand, beside the water, where descends the Po, in quest of peace with his companion band. Love that in gentle heart is soon aglow, laid hold on this one for the person fair, bereft me, and the mode is still my woe. Love that doth none beloved from loving spare, to do him pleasure made my heart so fain, that, as thou seest, not yet doth it forbear. Love led us down to death together. Cain awaits the soul of him who laid us dead. These words from them to us returned again. Hearing those injured souls, I bowed my head and held it for so long dejectedly that, Whereon thinkest thou? The poet said. When I could answer, I began. Ah me, how many tender thoughts, what longing drew these lovers to the pass of agony. Thereafter I turned to them and spoke anew. Franchesca, all thy torments dim mine eyes with tears that flow for sympathy and rue. But tell me, in the time of the sweet sighs, by what and how did love to you disclose the vague desires that ye should realize? And she to me, It is the woe of woes, remembrance of the happy time to keep in misery, and that thy teacher knows. But if thy yearning be indeed so deep to know the first root of a love so dear, I will do even as they who speak and weep. One day together read we for good cheer of love, how he laid hold on Lancelot. Alone we were, and without any fear. Many and many a time that reading brought our eyes to meet and blanched our faces o'er. But only one point we resisted not, when reading of the smile long waited for, being kissed by such a lover chivalrous, he, never now from me divided more, kissed me upon the mouth all tremulous. Galahad was the book and writer too. That day there was no reading more for us. And while one soul was saying this for rue, so wept the other, that I fainted all for pity, even as dying persons do, and fell as would a lifeless body fall. This has been a reading of The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Performance copyright 2023, The One True Morbs of Differently Normal. If you're enjoying this performance, please like, comment, subscribe, or share this video. None of this would be possible without your interaction. If you'd like to hear more selections, please consider supporting this channel through our Patreon. Thank you for listening.